Well, John, a really impressive victory out there today. You really had to dig in there. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, a bit exhausted. Relieved we didn't concede the goal, and delighted that we've come away with the 3 points. The performance was excellent, particularly in the first half, and it's going to always going to be difficult in the second half with how they're playing against a side as good as Middlesbrough with some of the players that they have. And yeah, I thought it was an awesome performance for the boys.
Yeah, how would you assess that performance? It looked like there was a real clear game plan today.
Yeah, hopefully it looks like that every week, but maybe not. So yeah, we obviously had a plan, and sometimes sides that you come up against they change things quickly, and Middlesbrough actually did that in the first half. They slightly altered their shape, so we had to come up with a slightly different press, and they can really hurt sides with some of the players that they've got and the shape that they play. So yeah, we had a plan which was to really suffocate them when they had the ball, and to play in a similar manner to how we did in the first half on Wednesday night. And I thought we did that really well in the first half. There was some really, really good football on display. Probably unlucky not to maybe put one more in the back of the net with a couple of the chances that we had. And then, yeah, very different game in the second half, and that's probably where we need to improve, just to adapt and make sure that we can hit sides of the counter with a bit more pace and power.
Yeah, particularly chaotic in that second half. How did you go about navigating that one, particularly towards the end when they were sort of lumping on the pressure?
Yeah, I think the difficulty today was the fact that we'd had the game on the Wednesday night, and the numbers in terms of the running stats for the other night, they were absolutely through the roof. So we had to think about what we were doing with some of the substitutions. I thought Swifty, who did really well, picked up some brilliant pockets in the first half, probably physically just tired early in the second half, so we wanted to bring him off. Very similar demands on the rest of the front four. The only one of the front four we didn't end up substituting was Colby. Willow, again, playing sort of 2 games in a week was a danger for us. So we wanted to make sure that we brought Terry on. So it was more about managing the physicality of it and making sure we just dealt with any threat that Middlesbrough posed, and we managed to do it.
And all of those outputs, all of those changes, despite all those, you must be sort of really pleased with how your substitutes performed as well.
Yeah, I think it's a really tough and question for us to answer every week in terms of who we play at right back. I think Willow's been excellent for the last 2 games. Swanee had 4 very good games before that, and Terry's now come on twice as a substitution. He's played brilliantly well. Harv showing some really nice glimpses when he comes on. Mark Kosnowski, I thought, was probably his best performance in a Portsmouth shirt today. I thought he was really bright, and I think he played through a bit of an injury at the end there as well. And then we know what we get from Segs when he comes on. Made the difference the other night, and again, very lively.
Mousinho looks like a player full of confidence right now.
Yeah, he should be. Hopefully, he knows that we wanted to bring him into the side in the right manner, make sure he got up to speed with everything, and he's taken his chance when he's got it. I thought he was okay against Ipswich. We thought he was pretty lively. He obviously took his chance the other night when we decided to stay with him on Wednesday night, and again, not just the goal, but his overall play was impressive.
It looks like he's such a character that's loved around the place. How will he be feeling after this week, particularly?
I think he should be feeling on top of the world, really. A young lad who's now started 3 consecutive league games for the first time in his career, all in 1 week. He's got 2 goals off the back of it, and he's had a massive contribution to the game today. He should feel full of confidence. I want to see a load more of that. You can probably see the difference in Min Hyuk when we first had him in the building 8 weeks ago to how he is now, or we can certainly see it. A very popular lad in the dressing room. Pleasure to work with him. We want to keep getting him out of his shell.
Quite an early goal in the first half. What did you say at half time? Was the situation from Wednesday in the back of your mind at all in terms of sort of how you go about avoiding that again?
Yeah, I was pleased that we didn't concede after 25 seconds. It definitely was weighing on my mind when we had the kick-off as well. Ultimately, those small moments make huge differences in the game, and we had to first of all adjust to the way that Middlesbrough are playing. They had that slight tactical tweak in the first half, and second of all, just made sure we kept things tight and tried in possession to do some of the same things. It does become difficult in the second half. Middlesbrough went a lot more aggressive on the press. We became a bit more tired and maybe slightly more nervous. We turned the ball over a couple of times unnecessarily, but overall, that is gonna happen across the course of the season, particularly when you play against sides like Middlesbrough, top of the league, and hadn't lost a game until today.
Yeah, it's their first loss of the season. You can see why they're a side that are towards the top of the table. So just how much of a statement victory is that?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it gives the lads that belief. I don't know how Preston got on today, but we were, I think, we're the only side that beat Preston prior to that. So sort of trying to demonstrate to the lads they're really good sides that come here, and we managed to win. I think you've got the likes of West Brom away. The Derby away, where we've gone and we've taken really good points, and this should really boost the confidence. Again, we can compete at with the sides at the top end of the league when we get everything right, and we we apply what we've been doing day in, day out and week in, week out. And if we get a few things wrong, that's when we'll probably drop off to the levels we did against Sheffield Wednesday and a little bit against Ipswich. So, it's just hopefully an eye-opener for the boys that when we do things and we apply ourselves, sometimes the result's not always going to be there, but we're going to be able to compete, and that's the most important thing.
In and amongst all that chaos, you sort of obviously withstanding all of that pressure and you're defending a lead. Is that sort of when you see Fratton Park at its very best?
Yeah, he was brilliant against it. I think the feeling around Fratton Park was that we needed a bit of support and we needed that help just to get us over the line. And I can remember quite a few times when that has happened. The most obvious one that sticks in my mind was Oxford at home, the League One promotion winning season, and it happened quite a few times last year as well. When we have got our backs to the wall, we're struggling a little bit physically, mentally. That if that gives us an extra 5-10%, then it's a huge part of what we're trying to achieve, what we need to achieve. Our home form hasn't been good enough, but hopefully we can kick on after that.
An international break now, has it come at a good time for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the output this week's been absolutely incredible. We played an incredibly athletic three sides this week. I think in Ipswich, Watford and Middlesbrough, you're not going to find too many sides more athletic than that. With the travel, I know we've had a couple of home games now, but the one less day this weekend as well to rest, I think just it would have taken its toll on a couple of probably small niggling injuries and also just the physical output. So I think the break has come at a very good time for us.